Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
More than a dozen gunshots erupt in the middle of a neighborhood tonight. What neighbors are saying about this gunfire.
A critical moment in the battle against coronavirus. What needs to happen tomorrow for Pfizer's COVID vaccine to get the green light?
We begin with a grandmother pulled from a burning apartment on Detroit's east side. We're glad you're with us tonight at 11. It was a scary few minutes tonight when several apartments for people with disabilities went up in flames.
It happened at the Jefferson Meadows Apartments just off Dickerson Avenue. Jason Colthorpe is there live tonight. Jason, we might be talking about much more serious injuries had it not been for a couple of young men who jumped into action.
That is exactly right, Kimberly. Only a few people had to go to the hospital tonight, and that was strictly for precautionary reasons. And one of them was Rita Williams. She lives in the apartment back here on the top, right above where this fire broke out. And she needs help when she's home. That's why a family member is always with her. And today her two grandsons were here, and they knew exactly what to do.
I smelled something burning, like fire.
It was about 7 o'clock at the Jefferson Meadows Apartments.
But then I heard the fire alarm, and I went to go check to see what it was. I went on the balcony and looked down, and I saw it was fire.
19-year-old Jamil Williams and his 21-year-old brother Malik were taking care of their grandmother, Rita Williams. They quickly called 911.
It was just heart-wrenching.
And then their mom.
As a mother, I could hear the panic in my son's voice. What had us worried the most is my mom's on oxygen, so the unit has several oxygen tanks in there.
12 oxygen tanks on the stairs, I just knew, yeah, those are about to go off.
With firefighters on the way, they raced to get their grandmother to a back bedroom.
My brother came in, closed the door,
Put a towel underneath to not let the smoke in.
and then I went out the window first to get some more help to try to get her out.
Jamil jumped 15 feet to the ground, and while he was warning neighbors to get out, Malik was comforting his grandmother.
I feel like she was more so worried about me and my brother, but I'm telling her, like, yeah, we're fine, it's all right. You just focus on breathing.
Moments later, firefighters were lowering Rita past the flames to safety.
They had to kind of roll her out the window, and they carried her down.
And if it sounds like Malik and Jamil know exactly what to do in a fire,
Oh, yeah, my older brother's a firefighter.
that's
so
because it runs in the family.
I'd say since 6 he wanted to be a firefighter, so he was always studying and saying all these things, so we kind of just picked it up. I never imagined I actually have to use it.
Well, they used it tonight and put it to very good use. You can see behind me a lot of the people who live here. These are mostly family members here trying to get whatever belongings they can. Not much is salvageable in a few of those apartments. The Red Cross has been out here helping them with Visa cards to get them through this. The city of Detroit also reached out to us tonight saying they're going to put these folks up in a hotel room for at least 2 weeks, and then they're going to follow through and make sure that they help them find permanent placement for those who have lost everything in this. Back to you.
Glad to hear that they're getting some help right away, Jason. Any word on a cause? I know it's pretty early, but do we know what happened here?
Well, the word was in talking to some people, one of the young men who was helping out thought that they were cooking something downstairs on the stove and it may have gotten away. It's not the official cause yet. I did talk to one of the people with the apartment complex who said no official word yet. They're going to wait for the fire department. It could be a variety of things.
Yeah.
So they're still checking on that, Kim.
Okay, Jason, thanks.
For the first time since the start of the pandemic, more than 3,000 Americans have died in a single day from the coronavirus.
Here at home, the state reported more than 4,900 new cases and 75 more deaths. Today's big headline, Canada approving Pfizer's COVID vaccine. The approval comes just one day before the FDA's Vaccine Advisory Committee meets. It's a big step to get the vaccine authorized here in the U.S. We'll have a closer look at what to expect during tomorrow's meeting ahead at 11:15.
196 million people in the U.S. and Canada use Facebook every day. Tonight, nearly every attorney general in the U.S., including Michigan's, has launched a legal war against the tech giant. Mara McDonald live downtown. Mara, this suit is claiming that Facebook used monopoly power to crush competitors. That's no surprise, but that came at the detriment of consumers.
That's right, Devin. And in addition, the FTC says it wants Facebook to divest itself of Instagram as well as WhatsApp. The social media platform has become a daily part of millions of users' lives. The lawsuit filed today by the FTC and all those attorneys general after years of investigation into Facebook is all about antitrust laws.
What we have seen, and we've seen this pattern emerge over a number of years, where Facebook has just illegally stifled competition to protect its monopoly power.
The contention is Facebook either bought up or crushed its competition to the detriment of the consumers who use it. Mark Zuckerberg has been prepping for such a lawsuit for quite some time, and it's clear that Facebook believes what the government is alleging amounts to regulatory revisionism. After all, the government signed off on Facebook's acquisition of Instagram and WhatsApp. The official response from Facebook tonight: years after the FTC cleared our acquisitions, the government now wants a do-over, with no regard for the impact that precedent would have on the broader business community or the people who choose our products every day. Back here live, this is a massive legal undertaking which likely will not be resolved for years. Devin, Kimberly, back to you.
And Mara, Facebook not just facing scrutiny here at home either.
No, there is an inquiry into Facebook by the European Union looking at data and privacy. It's not a full-blown investigation yet, but it could easily head that way.
Yeah.
Back to you.
All right, Mara. Attorney General Nessel is also fighting a Texas lawsuit filed at the Supreme Court to try to overturn Michigan's election results. President Trump announced today he is joining this long-shot legal effort filed by the Texas Attorney General. The suit demands the 62 total Electoral College votes in Michigan, Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin all be invalidated and thus give the election to President Trump. The suit includes claims that have been disproven and unsupported, allegations about mail-in ballots in the 4 battleground states won by Joe Biden, where so many of these previous lawsuits have been lost to the Trump team. Texas Senator Ted Cruz, though, has agreed to argue the case if the Supreme Court agrees to hear it.
A doorbell camera captures gunshots fired in broad daylight in the middle of a Macomb County neighborhood. Police say one man was taken to the hospital after being shot in the head. It happened just after 3 this afternoon on Rain Avenue near Topher and Gratiot in East Point.
It's terrible because everybody's getting shot nowadays, so it shouldn't be like that. But everybody's home, nowhere to go, so people are just up to their elbows, no work or nothing,
Police say their investigation shows this wasn't a random shooting. The shooter remains on the loose.
A Democratic state representative from Detroit who was threatened following last week's hearing involving Rudy Giuliani has been stripped of all of her committee assignments.
Representative Cynthia Johnson's removal from the House Oversight Committee comes as she's accused of making threats against Trump supporters during a video posted to social media last night.
Enough is enough. And for those of you who are soldiers, you know how to do it. Do it right. Be in order. Make them pay.
Republican leadership called the comments, quote, unbecoming of an elected official. Johnson told Local 4 she was not inciting violence with the video. Tonight, during an interview on MSNBC, she also said she is not getting any support from her Democratic colleagues.
Detroit's current mayor, Mike Duggan, announcing tonight he would like to remain in that post. He's running for re-election next year. The mayor is looking to serve a 3rd term. During a virtual event, Duggan pointed to new jobs and opportunities that he's helped bring to the city and his work with the city council, the UAW, and clergy as reasons he should be re-elected.
If you hire me for 4 more years, I will work every single day to continue to make sure every neighborhood has a future and every Detroiter has a true opportunity to achieve your dreams.
Mayor says he announced his bid now to stop any rumors of a potential move to Washington to work in the Biden administration.
Tonight, Hunter Biden, the son of President-elect Joe Biden, says his taxes are under federal investigation. According to the Associated Press, the investigation surrounds his business dealings in China. President-elect Biden is not implicated in the matter. Sources tell the AP the investigation was launched back in 2018. Federal investigators served a round of subpoenas on Tuesday, including for Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden released a statement today saying he only recently learned of the investigation and that he's confident he's handled his affairs, quote, legally and appropriately. Still ahead, strangers barge into a young mother's home, attacking her until she blacks out.
When I woke back up, I remember them holding my hair, saying if I moved or screamed, they were going to stab me and continue to cut my hair.
What she says happened after they started to cut her hair, coming up. Let's check in with Ben.
Devin and Kim, we have seen at least some breaks in the clouds tonight. That looks promising for tomorrow, but what about for viewing the northern lights? We'll look at a changing forecast there coming up.
All right, Ben, but first, a wild chain reaction crash sends debris flying across a busy freeway. We've got the dramatic video coming up next.